Shaneling Beer, another great Cincinnati name. Shaneling, Burger, Wiedemann, Udapole. Burger set our bar up. And that's all we sold because they set our bar up. And one time there was a fight in there, and somebody said, "Who the hell owns this place? Wade Hoyt?" Because remember, Wade Hoyt was always talking about Burger. That's another great Cincinnati name. Now, what was that show, Jeff? That wasn't Past Prime Playhouse.
That was the all-night theater.
On Channel 9?
That was Channel 9. That was 1965 to 1975.
All right.
So it was a 10-year stretch,
Yeah.
and then the PPP was a 10-year stretch.
And that was 1970. And we were talking off camera. If people have videos, you're looking for clips?
Absolutely. Looking for any kind of Bob Shreve stuff, because the overall goal is to eventually archive this stuff.
Right.
You know, a lot of the tape that I've already gotten was deteriorating, and you put it through the computer and straighten it out. But that stuff's going to go away, and I'd really like to archive it and get it to the Cincinnati Historical Society and some of these other places that we can make sure that it's going to be around long after we're gone.
Right. And you saw a guy doing a TV show from a bar with beer right on. I mean, like knocking a baby's head off. Back, you couldn't get away with. You could do things back then, not get away with, but you could do things back then in the name of humor that you could never get away with now. And Larry, I think that's kind of a shame that we're that sensitive that you can't do that kind of stuff.
Well, there's a lot of things that you can do, I guess, on cable now. But back then, there were a lot of things that you couldn't do. So you were restricted. In some ways it made it funnier because you had to fill in the blanks yourself. You forget that Bob was the only game in town at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, that's right.
When I was in sales, we had no ratings to sell for Bob. And one opened, we mentioned Hemseth Sound Centers, and they had to start opening on Sundays because of the people calling in about it. That was how we knew people were watching the show. Yeah,
my son and I were watching the show, and the characters were watching TV, and it was the national anthem and then snow. Because remember, that's how you used to do it. All right, we have some more promos. Eric's giving me the high sign.
Join us Saturday night here on TV 12, Past Prime Playhouse. We've got two long movies. The first one is called The Long Trailer, starring Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, story about newlyweds who start out on a honeymoon. Anything that can happen will happen in the long trailer. Then the second is The Four Clowns, starring my old friends Laurel and Hardy, Charlie Chase, and Buster Keaton. That's here on the long Past Prime Playhouse Saturday night. Take it easy, Charlie. See you then. Action-packed flicks from the Saturday night Past Prime Playhouse here on TV 12. The first one, The Devil's Angels, story about a motorcycle club that sweeps into town like a devastating plague. And the second one, The Fireball 500 with Frankie Avalon, story all about stock car racing. Join us Saturday night Past Prime Playhouse. Put it up a little. Trust me, honey, the flicks that we have on TV 12 here Saturday night are a real treat. Starting at 11:30 on The Late Show, The Spy Who Came In from the Cold, starring Richard Burton, right? Then on the Past Prime Playhouse, two fine moon pictures, Who Killed a Mysterious Mr. Foster and The Son of El Cid. Now, I know you work hard down there at the trucking company, but when you get off your shift at 2 o'clock, why don't you come on down and join me, kick off your shoes, and we'll sit here and watch together, okay?
They're a real treat, but you can't buy them.
How long would you guys rehearse? I mean, how would you guys rehearse?
There were no rehearsals. It was all live.
Just go do it?
That's
Did you sit and write? Was there a writing session, or how much time would you put in the prep?
Well, Ray Tipton had a lot of bright ideas, and he'd go over it with the people before the show.
Yeah.
Maybe even Friday, and then all of a sudden, it just comes to order because everything just started working.
So Channel 12 is still up in Mount Auburn, same place, right? And who was Clooney around then, or who were the anchors?
Nick was, I think some of this even predates when Nick was on the air as an anchor, but Nick had his own show during the day. And Glenn Ryle was his announcer, and we had a live band. Like Howard said, it was the last gasp of live television. We were live all day long. We had live Nick. We had live bowling show every night of the week.
Oh, yeah, Bowling for Dollars.
Bowling for Dollars.
Loved Bowling for Dollars.
And we had the news. Nick hosted an afternoon movie.
Right.
And it was all live. It was great.
We were even doing the, 3-hour news, 2-hour newscast.
Yeah.
Right.
And when they started that, it just been like, we got too much work to do.
Right. And I've got another clip. All right, let's see the clip. We got something coming up here, Jeff.
Yes, I just did, but I will again. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. I have to make the announcement again, and I hate to keep, coming on with this, but we're getting so many calls Sunday morning and Sunday afternoon that people want to talk to someone on the Past Prime Playhouse. And again, we sign off at 6, ladies and gentlemen, And boys and girls, at 6 o'clock, the Past Prime Playhouse goes off of the air until next night. So please don't call during the day. I don't want to get any more nasty remarks from the guys in the newsroom. Right? 6 o'clock, night. See you next week. Okay? You're beautiful. I love you.
Bubba, I think you're in for a couple of real big surprises tonight.
Oh, really? Well, can you give me a... Yes, I got it. I got it. But I don't, after that thing,
Bobby, before you answer that door, I want you to get a hold of yourself.
All righty. You never know what you do. Okay, well. Come in. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, isn't that lovely? I would like for all of you...
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yes, Shirley, I know. And I mean, start walk this way.
I can't believe it.
Well,
I want him to know I got this way eating daily donuts, too.
Oh, really?
Oh,
I must pass that word to Paul Palazzolo. He would love...
Morgana.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love Morgana. I mean, you guys don't remember Morgana. She was called the Kissing Bandit. She was a stripper, and the Kissing Bandit, she would run on baseball fields. She kissed Pete Rose and some other ball players. That's a great. Were you guys there that night?
I wasn't there, but I was the guy who introduced her.
Oh, yeah? I know. That was your voice, yeah. That's another great piece of Cincinnati lore. What year was that from, Jeff?
Don't have a clue. That was mid-'70s, but I don't know the year.
That was just great. What was she, a nice lady?
And she was a nice lady, yeah.
I know that a buddy of mine, Terry Flynn, knew her and said that, I don't know, I was always a big fan, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, we all were.
Right, yeah. I used to love the voices that would come in. And Larry, you did some of those voices. The timing on those, pardon me, the timing on those is just great comedy. Bill Cunningham does that every day between 2:30 and 3, and it's really good comedy, and I think he probably picked it up from Bob Shreve. Did you guys pattern your show after anything? Did you guys look at anywhere, or did you just kind of run with it? Right.
There may have been a plan somewhere, maybe in Ray's head or something, but I never detected any real plan. We were just making things up, and he'd ask me can I do a pirate, can I do a hillbilly or whatever, and I'd do it, and I would say something, and then here we are 35 years later still looking at it on TV. It's kind of hard to believe.
It really is. It really is.
One of the things that was interesting to know that all the tracks, the audio man didn't have a clue what to do. He just ran tracks at his will. So it was all ad-lib.
That's great. All right, we're going to take a break, come back. Stick around, you guys, for the end. We'll be right back to wrap up this tribute to Bob Shreve. We were talking about other Cincinnati TV. We forgot, of course, Glenn Ryle, who was a weatherman in the 70s and 80s, but he was also Skipper Ryle on the Kids Show, and Uncle Al. And Bob Shreve was on Uncle Al, you said, Jeff?
He was.
What,
he was a robot.
He played a robot?
Yep.
And Bill, or Howard, I'm sorry, you, I know Bill Martin. I keep wanting to call you Bill Martin. Howard, you ran cameras on those shows?
I ran camera, I ran switcher, and sometimes I just supervise.
Yeah. And Larry, when did you start in television in Cincinnati?
I started in television in 74, 75. I was an engineer with Howard, and then I moved into directing and then in sales.
And now you run your own production company, video?
Yeah, advertising and video production.
All right. Larry Holt, Howard Martin, Howard E. Martin Jr., Chicky, Piggy, the baby, Jeff Kidwell, thanks all for coming on, buddy.
Thanks for having
us. I know you, tomorrow night at the 4th District Lincoln Reagan Day dinner, there's going to be a tribute to Senator Bunning.
Yep.
And what'd you do for it? Something special? People will see tomorrow, and so I know that'll be a big night for you. So thanks a lot for coming on. Guys, thanks a lot. Brought back a part of my growing up today, so I really appreciate that.
Good.
Thanks, everybody in the crew. We'll see you. Nancy will be back Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.